Hi, my name's Polly Hay Panos, and I'm with Hay and Hay Attorneys. We practice equine law out here in California. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the top 3 mistakes that we see people making when they're doing transactions within the horse industry. If you've been involved in the industry at all, you've probably done a deal on a handshake at some time. Whether it's buying or selling a horse, leasing, an agreement with your trainer for training services, or even a trailer company. The problem is the days are long gone where we can do deals on a handshake. You'd be much better off if you have something in writing. In California, we actually have a specific statute, Business and Professions Code 19525, which requires a written bill of sale for any horse. Also, it requires the written disclosure of any commissions paid by agents as well as dual agency. This is very important because if you violate this statute, you could be liable for treble damages, which is 3 times the amount of damages. The problem is with these inexpensive or free contracts, they're generally very ambiguous and don't take into account your specific situation. I often tell clients that I never draft the same contract twice. That's because even different states have different rules. So if you find a contract that was drafted in Texas, it's likely not going to include the language we need to comply with our California statutes. Obviously, everyone knows that there are risks involved with horse ownership. But the problem is, if you don't think about your liability exposure ahead of time, you could be putting your family's home and livelihood at risk. This really comes into play with 2 different categories of people. One is the family who owns their horse or pony for their child, and that animal could go and injure someone, putting their house at risk. And the other is the liability exposure for people working in the industry, such as trainers, boarding stables, and the like. In those situations, they might be giving a lesson and someone falls off, or someone might get injured on their property. Being aware of the exposure you might have will help you protect your family and your personal assets and make sure that owning this new pony for your child is not putting everyone at risk. So if you're buying a horse or entering into any contracts within the horse industry, you're going to be better off if you've prevented a problem ahead of time rather than having to fix them down the road. And that's where we can help. Give us a call today so we can discuss what risks you might be facing.